So today's my first day driving, and it's really weird to be behind the wheel because in setting up rest stops I'm realizing how hot it is. And I'm thinking about my teammates and even myself and biking in this weather, and it seems impossible to me, even though I've already traveled for 500 miles by bike. So it still blows my mind that we've traveled so far and that in this weather and in these winds, but people are doing amazingly, and at rest stops people are really positive, so it's really encouraging to be with everyone and to see their attitudes and to see them act so with such great optimism. I have to say the Casey family in South Lake on I think it was our third day, had to have been the most amazing hosts to us. Not that the others were bad, but these hosts were exceptional. We had biked 115 miles that day, our first century for the summer, and the day was long. I think I was on my bike for like 8 hours, and finally we came to their home, and there were mountains of food everywhere. They had pizza, and then they still had dinner, like barbecue chicken, and we had showers. The Caseys were really great to talk to, and they had this adorable poodle in the swimming pool, so it was a lot of fun. And I met Mike Casey's dad, who's a spitting image. Well, they're both spitting images of each other. And Mike's dad rode with us the next day. Of course, he was much faster than I was, so I didn't get to ride next to him, but he was a really friendly guy, and they were just great, gracious people to be with. I think this whole thing is going to be an adventure. Like, I feel like from here, or from Austin to Anchorage, it's all going to be great, so I'm expecting everything to be wonderful, but I am actually meeting up with some friends of mine in Colorado, probably Denver or Colorado Springs. I'm not too sure where just yet, but I'm excited to see them because they'll be the only point of contacts for me this summer. I think my mind goes through so many different challenges throughout the day. When I'm on the bike, it's hard for me to push myself, but when I'm not on the bike, when I'm with my teammates, I'm thinking about how we're all going to fit together, because it's 20 of us, and the one thing that unifies us is our commitment to fighting cancer. But apart from that, we have very different personalities. Some of us are more reserved than others, and some of us are kookier than others. But I think all of us are a bit quirky in our own way. But my hardest day was to Edmond, Oklahoma on day 7, and on that day I bonked at like mile 60, or I think I was starting to lose my head at mile 60, and then by mile 80 I just lost it, and I was delirious. I was laughing at everything, and Cassandra, my teammate, was nice enough to shove a power bar in my mouth so that I wouldn't keel over and lose myself. And I was with MJ and Ivan, and apparently I was doing silly things, like MJ bent over to stretch, and her legs were in the shape of an A-frame, and I did the same thing and looked at her from upside down and waved to her. But at that point we still had like 35 miles to go, and I thought I couldn't make it, but we had a rest stop maybe 2 miles from where I had stopped, and after that I felt much better. And then I guess what saved me was my teammates and thoughts of who I was riding for. And for some reason I just was able to bring my speed back up to like 18 miles per hour, which is faster than I usually go, even though it's not that fast compared to the fastest riders. But that day was hard, but we were well rewarded, because when we arrived to our host, which was Oklahoma Christian University, we were given suites in these pretty snazzy apartments, so that was a really great experience. And we got a rest day there, so I feel much better. And since I'm driving today, I'll have 2 consecutive days of rest. My teammate Cassandra was joking about how I'm the little kid, because Julio's my teammate. He's like 6'2", but I'm like 5'1", and I'm the one who's driving this huge trailer. And if you can see, I'm pretty tiny behind this back seat. And to be honest, I have to lift my head pretty high to see over the wheel, but it's kind of empowering to drive such a big vehicle. And I seem to be doing okay right now.